525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 journeys to plan, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
In truths that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that she died.
It's time now to sing out, though the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life of friends. Remember love, love.
You got to remember the love. You know that love is a gift from up above. Share love, give love, spread your love. Measure your life in love.
Seasons of love. Seasons of
Measure your life in love. We are here. We are here for all of us. We are here for all of us. It's why we are here. Why we are here. We are here. Bombs over Baghdad, trying to get something we ain't never had. Let's start with a good dad. It's so real, but it's so sad. And while we burning this incense, we gon' pray for the innocent. Cause right now it don't make sense. Right now it don't make sense. Let's talk about Chi-Town. Let's talk about Gaza. Let's talk about Israel. 'Cause right now with Israel, let's talk Nigeria in a mass hysteria. Yeah, our souls are brought together so that we could love each other, brother. We are here. We are here for all of us. We are here for all of us. That's why we are here. Why we are here. We are here. No guns made in Harlem, but yet crime is a problem. He wanna shine, they wanna rob him. Single mother, where they come from? How we gonna save the nation with no support for education? Cause right now it don't make sense. Right now it don't make sense. Let's talk about our part. My heart touch your heart. Let's talk about brother, sister, we are here. We are here for all of us. We are here for all of us. That's why we are here. Why we are here. We are here. We are here for all of us. We are here for all of us. That's why we are here. Why we are here. We are look at me. I'm limited, and just look at you. You can do all I couldn't do, Linnea. So now it's up to you for both of us. Now it's up to you. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I the better. But because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet cold from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for
Haven't always been this way. I wasn't born a renegade. I felt alone, still feel afraid. I stumble through it anyway. I wish someone would have told me that this life is ours to choose. No one's handing you the keys or a book with all the rules. The little that I know I'll tell you. When they dress you up in lies and you're left naked with the truth, you throw your head back and you spin in the wind. Let the walls crack, 'cause they let the light in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. That's all I know so far. And when the storm's out, you run in the rain. Put your sword down, dive right into the pain. Stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud of that skin full of scars. That's all I know so far. That's all I know so far. So you might give yourself away, yeah, and pay full price for each mistake. But when the candy coating hides the razor blade, you can cut yourself loose and use that rage. I wish someone would have told me that this darkness comes and goes. People will pretend that maybe, girl, nobody knows. And even I can't teach you how to fly, but I can show you how to live like your life is on the line. You throw your head back and you spin in the wind. Let the walls crack, 'cause it lets the light in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. That's all I know so far. And when the storm's out, you run in the rain. Put your sword down, dive right into the pain. Stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud of that skin full of scars. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. I will be with you till the world blows up. Yes. Up and down and through till the world blows up. Yeah, yeah. When it's right or it's all fucked up, till the world blows up, till the world blows up, and we will be enough. And until the world blows up, just throw your head back and spit in the wind. Let the walls crack, 'cause it lets the light in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. And when the storm's out, you run in the rain. Put your sword down, dive right into the pain. Stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud of that skin full of scars. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. I will be with you till the world blows up.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife. In 525,600 minutes, how do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 journeys to plan, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
In truths that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that she died.
It's time now to sing out, though the story never ends.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church. We are so glad you are with us this morning. I am Dayna Edwards, and my pronouns are she and her, and I am your intern minister serving this religious community. It is a joy to serve with Reverend Abi Janamanchi, Reverend Archie Turner, and Reverend Katie Romano Griffin. As we gather today, I invite you to consider all the ways you can stay connected to our faith community today and throughout the week. This afternoon at 5 p.m., June 6th, we have a special gathering. Join us for We Breathe Together, an interfaith multicultural experience and fundraiser to support COVID-19 relief efforts for India's most marginalized communities. We will hear from a diverse lineup of progressive faith leaders and activists, and we will be joined by leading musicians and artists from India and the Indian diaspora. We will be raising funds for the NGOs doing amazing work on the front lines, on the ground in India. You can go to tinyurl/We Breathe Together to be taken right to the link to the channel. Today at 3 p.m., there will be a renovation town hall meeting and another meeting at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. The link for today's meeting will be posted in the chat. And on June 9th, there are a number of activities happening. First, you can march with over 100 faith leaders for 100% clean energy at 12 p.m. on Capitol Hill. Reverend Katie will be there, as will the Environmental Justice Ministry team. Also on June 9th, Cedar Lane is putting our spiritual practices on the line by joining our national faith leaders to shine a spotlight on our nation's moral obligation to finally and fully include our immigrant siblings as part of our American family. Our immigrant justice and our social justice ministry teams and our ministers are asking every Cedar Lane member to participate in June. You can attend the June 9th opening ceremony at 3 o'clock, or you can join the primary fast at the Lutheran Church of the Reformation on Capitol Hill, where Reverend Abi and Reverend Katie will be fasting. You can fast at your home. You can invite your family members and neighbors and friends across the country to fast with you. And you can contact your national leaders and tell them you stand with immigrants and want them to vote for these bills. For more information or to sign up, use the link in the chat. And in the evening of June 9th, on Wednesday, there will be a special outdoor flower communion ceremony. We will gather at 6 p.m. for an in-person, safety first, COVID safer celebration in our main courtyard. We hope that you will bring a flower to add to our communal bouquet and simply enjoy each other's presence. The ceremony will feature special music by Cedar Lane member David Meredith. Please RSVP by today so we know how many people to expect and can plan appropriately. And this Tuesday, we'll be closing out our Family Ministry Imaginings Google form. We're using this form to help us plan for next fall. And even if you haven't been very active this year, I encourage you to take a few moments to fill out our Google form and let us know how you imagine faith formation and religious education looking in the fall of 2021. You can go to tinyurl /FM survey 21 to fill out the Family Ministry Imaginings form today. Let us breathe together, noting the fullness of our calendar, the fullness of our community together, filled with gratitude for that abundance. Let us weave this web, knowing that whether you are joining us today for the first time or you've been joining us for a lifetime, you are welcome here. Whoever you are and whomever you love, you are welcome here. Wherever you are joining us from and however you arrived at our worship time together, you are welcome here. Whatever your beliefs, gender identity or expression, immigration status, or political views, you are welcome here. Know that our pastoral visitors are an extension of our ministry team. They are available to support you in the chat today. And as we enter this time of reflection and remembrance, of repair and restoration, of reckoning and renewal, and play and ritual, we acknowledge that we gather at Cedar Lane. When we gather at the church, it is on the traditional land of the Piscataway, Nacotchtank, Anacostia people, past and present. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have protected it through the generations. And this calls us to commit to direct and tangible support for local and national Indigenous movements, which seek to protect the environment and restore Indigenous ways of life. We also remember those who were enslaved and worked this land without choice or reward. This calls us to deeply examine our history and our relationships with each other and with the land. We remember all who have gone before us, whose vision and labor helped sustain and create this religious community. In the spirit we gather, in this spirit we begin. Let us greet and welcome each other in the chat. In praise of computers and routers and servers and all the hardware and software that can help us build our connectedness. In praise of all the gremlins that live in the machines and bug our programs and help us to practice patience. In praise of the trolls who dwell in the internet and push us to live out our first principle in real time. In praise of power surges that eat our data and devour our final draft, for giving us the opportunity to rebuild and remember that our work is as much transient as it is transcendent. In praise of the error page not found, which reminds us that with some people, we need to find new paths to make connections, because not everyone uses the same keywords. in praise of servers that drop our connections, which reminds us that all who serve have built-in limits to their capacity. In praise of communication and connection, whether it is face-to-face or Facebook to Facebook. We always risk errors, hurt feelings, misunderstandings, but it is also always worth the risk. Let us enter this space of risk and play, and let us worship.
Little flame, light the tender kindling of our souls, and soon a roaring blaze shall be of warmth and love and community. From this little spark, may a fire of passion spread from heart to heart and light our way, sweet spirit, and light our way.
Each year, as school wraps up and we transition to summer, Unitarian Universalists across the country celebrate their youth in a ceremony called Bridging. During Bridging, rising ninth graders are welcomed into the youth group, and graduating seniors are welcomed into the larger church community by the emerging adults in the congregation, as well as the entire congregation. This, like many rites of passage in 2020 and 2021, this bridging ceremony looks different than in previous years. And we want to honor that bridging is still an important ritual in our liturgical calendar. Bridging marks a change, but it doesn't mark the end of anything. Faith formation is a lifelong process. Today, we honor our 8th graders and 9th graders and those who graduated in 2020 and 2021. On behalf of the ministers, I invite you, Bridging Youth, to see the sacred in your daily life, to find time for a spiritual practice that feeds your soul, to know that Cedar Lane will always be a soft place to land when you need it. Our young adult coordinator, Stephanie Williams, and our youth coordinator, Tiffany Lewis, each have a brief message to share with our youth. And together we have created a slideshow of pictures that captures some of your time as the children and youth of Cedar Lane. May the slideshow fortify you for the journey ahead as you embark on making new memories. May it be so.
Hey everyone, it's so wonderful that you're able to be a part of this ceremony. Bridging is huge in Unitarian Universalism, and it's really exciting that you are able to share with us and we are able to share with you this transition in your life and your faith journey. We are so thankful here that you are a part of our community, and it has been a blessing to be able to watch you grow into the people that you are becoming. And we are all here to support you. As you continue on in life, please make sure to reach out and use this as a resource. I will be very happy and excited to welcome you into the young adult programming as the young adult coordinator. And if there is any way that we can continue to support you, let us know. Have a wonderful time and enjoy life. We're really happy to share this with you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tiffany Lewis, and I am Cedar Lane's youth coordinator, wishing you all 8th, 9th classes of 2020 and 2021 the utmost blessings and well wishes as you embark on your new journey. As the saying goes, the race is not for the swift, nor for the strong, but for those that endure to the end. And indeed, it has been a tough year, but here you are. May you go in grace, may you go in love, and may your light so shine wherever you go. Congratulations.
will soon bloom to fill your heart with wonder. Solemnly after you are gone, you must give them freedom, 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 freedom to grow as they should. Give them room to spread their roots and trust the seeds in your heart. You know that some may wither. All you can do is hope and pray. Some will rise up grander, 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 grander than you dreamed they could. There is joy in planting if you trust the seeds.
There's this song I listened to a lot when I was in high school. This is a song by a group called Colony House, and it was one of those songs I stumbled onto while listening to a random playlist that Spotify had recommended me. The song is called Second Guessing Games. I'll just share a few of the lyrics with you now. Sure, I'll be free from all my worries with time. If only I could go where I want to go, to get where I need to be, do what I gotta do, to say what I need to say, fight for the things I love, let go of the things I don't, but let's stop playing second guessing games. My name is Sophia, and I graduated North Bethesda in 2012, and then I graduated Walter Johnson High School in 2016. I also participated in my own bridging service at Cedar Lane. I don't really feel like I qualify to be giving advice to anyone today who is bridging, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend any of you take advice given to you that feels prescriptive, that suggests a one-size-fits-all approach, a timeline for accomplishments or progress. Those who are bridging today, I'm not sure what your worries are, or what you love and what you don't love, or what you want to or need to do in your future. I'm guessing that you might be playing second guessing games of your own, or you might not be. I'd say that second guessing yourself is a pretty common thing to do at transition points in life, and it's also an everyday act. Do I want a turkey sandwich for lunch, or do I want a Caesar salad? I don't know. Maybe I want the sandwich, maybe I want the salad. Am I even hungry? Do I have time for lunch anyways? Do we have food in the fridge? Deciding about lunch though, versus deciding what you want to focus on while in school, or what you want to do once you're done with school, or looking towards future education, they're two different levels of decision making. For me, when I'm not sure about my future, and I'm not busy doing productive things like working, or doing unproductive things like binging Netflix shows, I actually make some time when I have energy to think about my future, and I like to make lists about what I know, and then generally, because I feel like I don't know a lot, I make a list of the questions I have. How else am I going to figure out what to Google, or what to ask a friend over text, or what to call my mom about? I actually graduated from Ursinus College last May in 2020 with a Bachelor of Arts in both Spanish and politics. I don't really feel like a college graduate. Like I said, I don't really feel like I am qualified to give life advice. I am living at home with my parents and my sister, who's in 9th grade, and our 2 dogs. I'm still making lists. The most recent list I wrote is what I know. I want to move out and have my own apartment. What I don't know. How much can I even afford to pay for rent? Do I want a roommate? Where can I find a roommate I'd want to live with? Also, can I cook for myself so I can feed myself while I live on my own independently, especially because I won't have a college meal plan or my parents around to help me? What do I actually know how to cook? Who do I want to ask to help me figure this stuff out? Do I want to try and figure this out all on my own? Whether you're planning or making lists like me, or just living in the moment, I'd observe that we're all human. And as you transition into the next part of your life, I think it's good to remember it's always okay to start with asking questions, because that's the best way to find answers.
Thank you so much for that powerful message, Sophia, and congratulations to all of our Bridgers. It's so wonderful to move into this space of gratitude and giving with Sophia's words still on our hearts and in our minds. Each Sunday, we share the offering plate with a community organization that is in concert with our mission. And today we are focusing on the arts, youth, and young adults. Our offering reminds us that the act of giving is as essential to our spiritual well-being as anything else that we do here on Sunday mornings. We are grateful for the incredible generosity of our members, friends, and fans throughout this time in support of our mission and our ministry and the many community organizations that we partner with in service of our mission. There's lots of ways to give at Cedar Lane. You can give by the electronic means of our modern times, by text, online giving, PayPal, or QR code, or you can simply mail a check to the church. Today, we're sharing the plate with Arts on the Block, and Anne, the executive director, is in the chat if you want to give her a shout out, and she'll be with us at coffee hour as well. Arts on the Block is a nonprofit organization with a 16-year history in the area. It is the only hands-on art studio apprenticeship program in the region, offering youth and young adults the opportunity to learn about art, design, and business by engaging in real-world public art commissions. Starting in September, Arts on the Block will be partnering with Action in Montgomery and the Montgomery County Recreation Department in Excel Beyond the Bell, providing free quality after-school programming in 12 Montgomery County Title I elementary schools. You can learn a little bit more about Arts on the Block in this video. Thank you.
I'm Clayton Evans.
I'm Chris Barclay.
And I'm Anne LeCure, and we're from Arts on the Block.
Thanks so much for the opportunity to join you today. We love that we're connected to the Cedar Lane congregation through Action in Montgomery, and we appreciate all your efforts to care and connect through community.
As you may know, Arts on the Block works with children, youth, and young adults to support and develop their creative interests, skills, and aspirations. We like to think of it as cultivating voice and choice and creative self-direction in young people so that they have a lifelong creative practice and access to practical opportunities like jobs, higher education, or even artistic training.
We are so grateful to be invited here today to pass the plate. Thank you in advance for what you're able to share today. We are honored to be entrusted with these resources.
Now we want to share a few words from our young creatives about their experiences in youth arts movement, or YAM.
YAM is more than an online art program with STEAM elements for children and youth. YAM is an opportunity to empower our children to become active agents of change. Through the practice of art, YAM will help children develop skills such as creativity, observation, resourcefulness, better motor skills, and critical thinking. Thus, life tools that will ultimately help children get a better grasp of the world, tools that can be used in accordance with other careers and professions. With that said, YAM's ultimate mission is to make children active members of our society, children who can transform their communities, making them better and safer places to live, children who can transmit the knowledge of art to the next generation and so on, and ultimately become more resilient, empathetic, and aware of their world and their society we live in.
My name is Layla, and I'm in YAM pre-K through 3rd grade. And Miss Christy and Miss Nancy are my teachers, and I really like studying form. I also learned a new technique while doing form, plaster strips. They harden, and you can make any shape or form with them. I made a sculpture with them, my dog and a little pig.
My name is Pearl and my nickname is Sunny. I'm in 3rd grade. My art teachers are Miss Christy and Miss Nancy. I loved all of the projects, but my favorite project is the ice cream cone we did. I loved learning about tints and shades and hues. A tint is a color with white. A shade is a color with black. A hue is an unmixed color. I had a wonderful time at YAM because I did a lot of art, and I'm looking forward to the next session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
During the last season of YAM, we worked on different subjects such as observational drawing, which is drawing what you see. We also learned to make tessellations, which is using geometric shapes that can be repeated to make a pattern. We also designed our own superhero based on our own personality traits and skill. I created a superhero named Fiona. Her traits, her superpower is that she can create plants from her hands. She is a living source for all plants. I had so much fun with YAM. Thank you, Mr. Hector and Ms. Shantisa for taking the time to teach us about these wonderful art.
So my name is Dylan. I'm in 3rd grade with Miss Christy and with Miss Nancy. My favorite art project was the piggy bank. I really liked it because I used a lot of plaster and I've never used plaster before. And what I like about YAM is that I learned to draw and learned and like have more art techniques, and without YAM I would have been bored during COVID.
I can't begin to tell you how much this has meant for us. My child is an extrovert and also a lover of art. And this program has been a lifeline for us. So thank you so much for all that you have done to make this happen.
And Miss Natalie, especially Miss Natalie, for your patience with the little guys. You guys had amazing conversations, and Owen started not participating and he ended up doing amazing drawings. So thank you so much. And I really appreciate all your dedication to the kids.
Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Song.
As we weave our web of worship and connection, we include this time to expand the caring ministries of our congregation. Together, we recognize the cycle of life and death, the circle of love, compassion, and witness that is at the heart of this religious community. Our hearts are with those whose primary spiritual practice is caring for children. We hold in our circle of caring those who live with grief or chronic pain, with illnesses seen and unseen, with mental illness or addictions, those who care for family members in ill health, and who are experiencing job loss and financial insecurity. Within our Cedar Lane community, we hold in our hearts the family of Rita Patillo. Rita passed away on June 2nd. She was a longtime Cedar Laner, active in the Alliance, especially in the book group, and everyone always wanted to hear her feedback on books. Our caring extends beyond Cedar Lane to all those whose lives are affected by violence and calamity in the world. Our hearts remain with Palestine and Israel. Our hearts remain with the people of Colombia, who continue to rise up against the president's use of violence and militarism on the streets to oppress people and increase the wealth divide and devastation of lands occupied by indigenous tribes. We pray for the people of Venezuela, who continue facing economic and social struggles, poverty, and a serious lack of critical resources. We continue to pray for all who've lost loved ones to COVID in the United States, and abroad. And especially today, let us pray for all in India who are struggling through this pandemic and all of the people that are affected in Cedar Lane. And in India, the deaths have been upwards of 300,000 people per day. And I hope that you will pray by acting and attending We Breathe Together tonight to help us provide critical support. In a moment, we're going to enter some silence together. And as we hold this silence together as a community, I invite you to share in the chat what you're holding on your hearts, the names of loved ones you may be grieving, if there's an anniversary of a loss or a recent loss. Let us hold the silence together, and may all hearts be lifted. May all prayers be answered. May it be so. Amen and blessed be.
Big joy, have mercy upon us. Deliver us from dread, from fret, funk, and glum, scowl, sneer, and fidget. Big joy, have pity upon us. Deliver us from droop, from flinch, fuss, and squirm, sham, shame, and dither. Big joy, shed grace upon us. Deliver us from daunt, from whine, whimper, and pout, chafe, vex, and blooper. O big joy, rescue us from the petty, the inane, the vacuous, the mediocre, and the triumphantly stupid. Big joy.
Big joy. How wonderful it is to celebrate the milestones of our Bridgers today, to see their journey in that wonderful movie, and to listen to the powerful words of Sophia King. It's so important for us to acknowledge joy and to ritualize our milestones, to notice that these events, these moments in time, give us an opportunity to redefine ourselves. And I heard in Sophia's words, the free fall that comes with these milestones, the free fall of knowing that nothing will be as we've known it, and we must remake ourselves, make new decisions that we've both been preparing for and yet feel completely unprepared for. There are so many redefining moments in our lives, so many ways that we are bridging. Milestones like particular birthdays, graduation, weddings, retirement, divorces, deaths, a diagnosis, traumatic events. These are all experiences that have before and after moments. And we're charged in these times with grieving and also with hoping, searching for big joy to lead us on, to make itself known as we remake ourselves into something new. One of the obstacles that we have in this process, in this search for big joy, is that as human beings, we want to make complex problems concrete. We want easy solutions. We crave basic solutions to these complex problems because it makes us feel safe. In a recent internationally broadcast symposium about populism, authoritarianism, and the age of the Anthropocene, Ethicist and theologian Dr. Michael Hogue recognized that these same impulses to make the complex simple, this move to claim absolute answers, or as Sophia said, to be prescriptive, gives rise to populism, radical individualism, and authoritarianism. This fixed and simplistic, individual-centered thinking leads to the destruction we saw on our doorstep when the insurrection at the Capitol happened on January 6th. Can I get a no in the chat or the comments to absolutism and concrete solutions, please? I love how Sophia stated many times that she knows she doesn't have the answers, and anyone who says that they do, who has that prescriptive, as she said, response, we should be concerned about. And can I get an amen for Sophia dropping knowledge all over the place in her reflection? I love how Sophia tackled her uncertainty, how she took a risk in her list making and entered into wondering questions to guide her on her journey to deeper exploration in the search of not just answers, plural, but more wondering questions, and certainly not a singular answer. Sometimes, though, in life, we can't get through our feelings to places of wonder. Sometimes the pain, the fear, or the fixed, rigid ideas of what has to be, what we think has to be, the craving for simple solutions, the desire to go back to what was, makes wonder out of reach. It closes us off to possibility. It makes it hard for us to engage with our full selves and our full capacity for problem solving, whether it's a higher order of thinking or a higher order of being. In his TED Talk on play, Stuart Brown gives a solution to a different way of activating our minds or that higher order of thinking or being. He says, engage in play because nothing lights up the brain like play. So when we play, we're not only lighting up different sections of our brains, we are infusing our bodies with big joy and energy. Sometimes insights come in those moments, sometimes even new starting points, and other times a tiny window opens to possibility and to wonder. And that's all we need is a tiny window to get started. So maybe play for you looks like tossing the ball with a pet, or dancing to the radio, or engaging in the arts. Whether you've defined yourself as an artist before, or a dancer before, or a musician before, or not, these things can help guide us into transformation. I get some of my best out of the box ideas when I pop on some music like 80s hair bands or reggaeton or Dizzy Gillespie and dance while cooking something up in the kitchen. Many a sermon has been written while rolling out empanadas and grooving to Pitbull and Daddy Yankee. Redefining ourselves, our lives, and our society isn't something that can be built in a day. We don't always get answers all at once. Play, the arts, these are ways to begin to move us at a deeper level, often revealing the next action that we have to take a risk to engage in. YouTuber Emily Thorne's rise from a life in ashes is a great example of play and of risk. Her life, like many of our lives, fell apart in one day. A relationship ended. She lost her livelihood as a fitness instructor and a personal trainer. She lost an apartment she loved in Toronto and had to move into her parents' basement in Timmins, Canada, hours away from where she'd built a life in Toronto. She was frustrated and depressed. COVID and the feelings associated with the changes that were happening in her life because of COVID activated her feelings of and her PTSD. She has post-traumatic stress disorder that she's very candid about. And she believed that the only way she could get her life back was for everything to go back to normal and for gyms to open up. She was, again, frustrated, depressed, angry, fearful, and she was also wrong. She didn't need things to go back the way they were for her life to be good. Her friend Alyssa talked her into taking a risk, talked her into doing something she loved in a risky kind of public way. And together they entered into a playful experiment, a dance Disney workout for YouTube. That video has now reached over 1 million hits. It went viral. And because of that video, Emily was able to get back to doing what she loved, getting people to dance and to engage in fitness. And the focus of her channel is on fitness for mental health, not for a dress size or a jean size, not for anything other than being strong and healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally. She often quotes her 2 favorite sayings, wrong and strong and fake it till you make it, 2 guiding principles that got her to what now is a channel with more than 300,000 subscribers. She's back in Toronto, working from home and loving life. And some things are happening at Cedar Lane because we have some amazing out-of-the-box thinkers and risk takers. Doug Mader designed some wonderful benches that he and John Woodward have been putting together to redesign our outdoor spaces so that we can gather outdoors in comfort and joy. This reimagining process, it doesn't offer us concrete answers of how we should gather. Look at how we're gathering now and how amazing it is that we were able to pivot so quickly. Woot, woot. Thank you, AV team, for being out of the box thinkers and making this method of worship possible. We found this way of being together has allowed us to connect with people across the country in our worship without environmentally damaging travel. And it's made it possible for us to continue to do music at times when we cannot sing together. And we'll get to keep some of this wonderful, rich way of being together and connecting across the globe as we go forward. But how are you redefining yourself? How are you bringing play into your life to engage in a new way of being? What will your vehicle to redefining and reimagining life for yourself, for our community, and for society, what will that vehicle be? For Sophia, it's a list of wondering, guiding questions. Maybe for you, it's a dance or a painting or a song or a poem or a drawing or something else. I want to know what that is so we can share it with the community. So please do send it to me so we can put it out through social media and through the e-news, maybe even both, so that we can inspire each other and learn from each other. Remember, we're charged with nurturing the search for truth and meaning in accountable community. So let's crowdsource together what this new world is. Let us make way for big joy with play, with the arts, and always together as community. May it be so. Amen and blessed be. I invite you now to sing out loud and proud with me, to dance in your seats, in your homes, wherever it is that you are, as we join together in our closing hymn, Let It Be a Dance.
Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let a dancing song be heard. Play the music, say the words, and fill the sky with sailing birds. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. Learn to follow, learn to lead. Feel the rhythm, fill the need. To reap the harvest, plant the seed. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Everybody turn and spin. Let your body learn to bend. And like a willow with the wind, let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. A child is born, the old must die. A time for joy, a time to cry. Take it as it passes by. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and bad times too. Let it be a dance. Morning star comes out at night. Without the dark there is no light. If nothing's wrong, then nothing's right. So let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. Let the sun shine, let it rain. Share the laughter, bear the pain. And round we go again. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance.